This is one of the most consumed fish in the United States, but you're probably only used to seeing it at a fancy restaurant or deep fried with a side of french fries. Americans eat around $250 million worth of cod every year. And for the next 24 hours, I'm going to be living the life of a commercial cod and haddock fisherman. You'll see just how much work goes into getting your fish from the ocean.
Nasty bait, I can tell you that.
The last one.
All the way to your dinner plate. And I'm going to show you what it's like to sell fish directly to consumers on the exact same day that we caught it. This is a day in the life of a small vessel commercial fisherman.
Ready to rock?
You slow.
You totally could have crashed at my place.
I don't know where you live.
I sent you the address.
No, you didn't.
I sent it to you twice.
I never realized you sent that.
Yeah.
After a bumpy start, we hit the road and made our way to the boat launch. And as usual, Cam needed to stop by a gas station donut place on the way there.
Can I do a willow tree chicken salad sandwich?
I don't have chicken salad.
We went back to the car with our food and found that Bobby here was out cold with his alarm blaring.
Hey, Bobby. You have an alarm going on.
The last person in the story is Eric. Eric is another commercial fisherman who we were meeting up with, and if you watch the previous videos, you know that he's also the guy who taught Cam how to commercial fish. And if you think Cam's a morning person,
What?
I said they got mean coats.
Mean totes? What are you talking about?
Burlington Coat Factory? You've never heard of Burlington Coat Factory?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't hear what you were saying. You get the out of your mouth. I couldn't even hear you what you were saying.
the sun started to peek over the horizon, and by the time we got to the boat launch, it was already bright out. So we scrambled to throw everything into the boat, threw the boat in the water, and met up with Eric because he wanted some bait.
Yeah.
Now the bait that we're using is whole clam bellies, and as you can guess, they're absolutely disgusting. Eric wanted to borrow some of ours because ours was completely thawed and his was still kind of frozen. So Cam told me to give him half a bucket just for him to get started, and by the time that he went through all that bait, his bait should be thawed.
Nasty bait, I can tell you that.
So loud. Throw my around in there.
Oh, and that's Boz. I forgot to introduce you to him as well. He's fishing with Eric today. Now that everybody was situated, we made our run to the cod and haddock grounds.
Alright guys, so we made it to the spot. Honestly, the run did not feel like that long. Screen looks cloudy. Looks like we're marking fish, and Cam's throwing on some clam bellies to drop down to see if we can put some haddock in the boat first drop. What do you think, first drop? There you go. Got color.
It's a big haddock.
Oh, that's a good haddock.
That's a big haddock.
Attaboy.
Not a bad one.
All right, the haddock are here. Now it's time to get to work.
But to our surprise, the marks that we were getting on the screen were not haddock after all. And this was confirmed when I brought my first fish in.
There's one. Yeah. Dude.
Stalking?
It's a freaking pollock. Alright guys, absolutely not what we were expecting. First drop we caught a pollock. Atlantic pollock. These also go by the name coalfish. They're also delicious tasting fish. They taste just like Alaskan pollock. These guys also make fantastic table fare. So this guy's also going in the box.
I dropped down again assuming I was going to get a cod, haddock, or maybe another pollock. But to my surprise, it was yet another species. This crazy dragon-looking fish is called a cusk or a white hake. Don't let looks deceive you, this fish is actually delicious. It's a groundfish just like cod and haddock, and really good breaded and fried up. I actually prefer cusk over cod and haddock because the texture is a little firmer. And it just so happened we got into a little school of them. The problem is most people in the general public have no idea what a cusk is. And since we're selling our fish direct to consumer, the fact that we were catching mostly cusk posed a huge issue. Because if someone doesn't recognize a fish, there's no way they're gonna buy it. But at long last, we started finding the fish that we came here for. And Bobby was putting a hurting on him.
Bobby, feel free to talk to the camera.
All right, camera. So right here we have a Strike King red eye shad. You can tell by the red eye, or it might be a smallmouth. I'm not too great at identifying fish. Out of Cape Cod? No, we're not Cape Cod.
You can lip them like a bass.
Don't tell me that. I can see those teeth.
The fishing started to get really good, so much so that we were hooking up every single time we dropped down.
That's really the best part about fishing ground fish like we are here right now. Almost every fish we're pulling up is a great eating fish. We've caught cusk, we've caught pollock, we've caught cod, we've caught haddock. Everything we're pulling up, excellent table fare.
This is your sign to eat a diversity of seafood. You know, don't just stay married to your pre-marinated salmon that you get from the store. Don't stay married to your tuna. I mean, there's so much good fish that is native and wild to the Northeast, not just the Northeast, the entire United States. You don't have to be eating just imported fish from another country. Fun fact, the difference between cod and haddock, people say God was the one who picked up the cod and then the devil was the one who picked up the haddock. So if you look at this haddock right here, right there, as you can see, there's that little black mark that people call the devil's thumbprint. The story goes is that Jesus, you know, he reached into the water and he grabbed fish, or, you know, he told people to catch fish. And the devil tried to replicate it the same way, and this is what he did. So very, very similar fish. And like Cam said, they look pretty much the same on a dinner plate.
Things were looking up for us, but remember Eric with his frozen bait? We started to hear over the radio that he was running into problems.
Bro, you see? That is old as It's white.
There's so many clam tongues, whole clam tongues. This batch is rotten.
Eric had used up all the bait that we had gave him, and the bait that he had wasn't really working out very well. According to him, the moment that he switched over to his own bait, he stopped catching fish. So Cam offered for him to come over and take some more of our bait, since we were probably going to end up with a bunch of extra. But Eric didn't want to come over because it meant he had to pull anchor.
I'm pretty convinced it's the bait, dude. It's gotta be. Why do I got f***ing clam tongues left? There's so many clam tongues, like whole clam tongues.
So come get bait. If it were me, you'd be giving me so much you'd be saying, you're not catching get over here and fucking make some money.
You don't want clam tongues. I tried telling you that the other day. You don't want to listen. Listen, understand English, Cody. I have clam tongues in here. They don't give away clam tongues. This is guts. And it's full of clam tongues. Telling me that they were no good or they didn't get eaten.
Eventually, Eric did come over to get bait, and he was not happy about his clam tongues.
Dude, Cody don't know what he's talking about, dude. When you get clams from somebody, that's clam bellies, not tongues.
Yeah.
It's telling me it's rancid, dude. Look at my watch out the way.
There's a difference between rotten.
Fuzzy, watch. Look at my bag. They don't throw this away, fun. It's loaded with these. It's disgusting. I can't. Since we ran out of that bait and started using this, we ain't catching nothing. But I don't see you get them up neither.
Kim, what are you going on, a fucking cycle, kid?
What?
Huh? Look a little big.
I try my best.
Huh?
I should hop on a cycle.
Now you're not gonna start not catching and going to a raid, roid rage?
What do you guys got? A toe? Almost a toe.
Yeah, then we got a lot of cuss.
I didn't know cuss words that.
What, in the bottom of that toe?
No, the other one.
Up there you did.
Dude, I didn't know cuss were that valuable. If they really are valuable, I'll go f them up. We were murdering those things.
Don't even put it in anywhere near that. Don't even put it anywhere near that f***ing toe.
Go cross-examination.
Like I told Cody about all the tongues I got here. It's because they're bad.
Yeah.
Look at you guys got no tongues at all.
Yeah, we have like one tongue.
Right.
It was probably an accident.
And this is only the top. I just starting to get into it, and I'm like, we're not even getting bit.
Yeah. It smell bad too, like rotten?
They're sour.
But
they usually turn purple when they're bad.
Yeah.
These are like gray.
And that's probably the most times you'll hear the words clam and tongue in the same sentence in your entire life. It was getting later and later into the day, and we needed to hurry up because I told the buyers, aka you guys, that we'd start selling at 4 p.m. So we then began the very difficult task of cleaning all of these fish. Groundfish is one of the only species that needs to be cleaned shortly after they're caught because the organs can sour the meat. So I got to work and began cleaning over 200 pounds of groundfish.
guys, check it out. We developed a little audience around us. I'm gonna throw them some fish guts. This is our last haddock that we've cleaned. We've been cleaning for a straight hour. 3 guys. I do one every 30 seconds or so. You do the math, how many haddock that is. Excuse me. This is the last one. And that is it. Last one in the box. As you look at how bad my underarms are. That just is from me dunking, and then it's just from me dunking at the front of the boat, and it just gets covered. So I gotta rinse myself off, otherwise I'm gonna be nasty.
We went back to shore and immediately headed to the place that we were going to sell. And because of rush hour traffic, by the time we got there, we were over an hour late. If you showed up on this day and had to wait for us, I am incredibly sorry. Thank you for coming and thank you for waiting.
They're actually very similar. The only difference is, as you can see, the color is slightly different.
The taste the same or?
Very similar, very similar. But you can see this little black mark here on the haddock. They call it the devil's thumbprint. Legend has it that Jesus caught this fish and the devil wanted to catch a fish just like it, and he reached down and caught one, and this is the fish he caught, so it has a little thumbprint on it. So that's the distinguishing feature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, wait, do you mind scanning?
Oh, yes.
What do we got?
12 and a half.
12 and a half?
Yep.
That's 12 and a half pounds at 7 a pound.
12.5 times 7.
Yep. And I can take your container.
Who can I help? What are you looking for? We got cod, cusk, and haddock.
Ask for 2 of haddock.
Sure.
Maybe I can do 2 of each.
Sure.
Fits.
2 of each.
3 haddock.
3 haddock.
3 haddock
Yeah.
and 3 cod.
3 haddock, 3 cod.
I can take that. Oh, yeah, you're on my Thank you. Dude, I slept in some parking lot.
This is a very big cod. Are you sure you want 3 of them?
We have some phone
2 cod.
Okay, 2 of that size. Cam, this is the guy you FaceTimed the other day.
I recognize him.
Can I grab my phone again for the Cash App?
I think you still have it. 4619, maybe.
One more, Cam, one more.
I was
Stay out of the
betting
camera.
on Russian ping pong last night to stay awake.
They slept in the Wegmans parking lot, bro. I was like, you guys can stay over, and they're like, Cam's like, no, I want to sleep in my truck. I was like, okay.
In a Walmart parking lot. Got it. About 50 in each, you think?
All right, we just got a little flurry of people interested in buying fish. It was a little crazy. We were very, very late. So apologies to everyone who came out and had to wait for us. We tried to be as efficient as we could. But now it's kind of a lull. We served everybody, got everybody their fish. Probably sold about a third, maybe like a quarter to a third. A lot of fish removed. But now we're just chilling. Shout out the boy Albert for bringing us Yas chicken. As he takes a mouthful of Yas chicken.
Yes, boy.
Yas chicken, sponsor us.
It's all right, guys. I did the light work. These guys have put in the hours. You can see just by the color of Cam's neck that they did.
That burn?
You're a little red.
Did I? I can't see.
I mean, I'm running on like maybe like 2.5 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep.
But in your bed.
But Cambo here and Baba Tran probably running on like 1 or less.
Driving last night. Russian ping pong. Throw a couple bucks on it and then live stream it. You're wired.
Russian ping pong?
Uh-huh.
On your dash?
Mm-hmm.
You're wild.
Alright, what's up guys? We are going to cook some haddock today. So you saw us catch it, you saw us sell it. Now I'm going to show you one of my favorite recipes to do for whole fish. Now, if you're afraid of whole fish, if you're used to just eating fillets, try this recipe. It's a very mild, very traditional, very easy Asian style steamed whole fish. So this is ginger scallion steamed fish. The way you do it, you just need a couple things. It's incredibly easy. You need your fish here. So here we have our little guy. Underneath it, I have this little steaming rack. So this has 4 little legs here and it goes at the bottom of your pot and then the fish rests on top of it. If I was really doing it, if I was doing a true steaming method, then I'll put a plate on top here and then put the fish on top of that, but I don't. I mean, we're just going quick and dirty here, so straight into the pan. Fish clearly too big for the pot, and going right on top. And listen, it's functional. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill the bottom with water. Good enough. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna break off a little bit of this ginger here. Quick way to peel your ginger is use a spoon. So I'm just gonna take the spoon and just, real easy. And there we go. There's our peeled ginger. Then we're gonna mince. And I'm gonna take 4 whole bunches of scallions. Now we are going to make our ginger scallion sauce. Take a neutral oil, vegetable oil, canola oil. That fish is nearly ready. I can start to smell it. That eye looks pretty white. All of our aromatics right into the oil. And then I'm gonna shut the oil right off. Oh, he's a pro. And spread it across the top. Just a little bit of soy sauce. All right, and there you have it. This is ginger scallion steamed fish. Fantastic recipe if you are either a beginner trying to get into whole fish, you don't know where to start. Steam your fish for 5 to 7 minutes. Fry up that ginger and scallion, and you got yourself a delicious whole fish dish. Super easy, perfect for a weekday if you're in a rush. We did this in less than 20 minutes.
Look at that delicious meat. So white, so flaky. That's very good.
Here we go. Some scallions or some onions. A little ginger. Soy sauce? A little soy sauce in there. Oh my gosh, I'm so fast. It's really good.
Would you eat this again?
Oh my god, yes, the Pope Catholic, absolutely.
Did you grow up eating whole fish?
I have never eaten a fish like this before. No, just a fillet.
YouTube thinks you should watch this video. Don't forget to check out my merch.